Today, we are going to look at cards that we would like to see downshifted to common for the Pauper Magic the Gathering format. Now, I will kickstart this discussion off with Damping Sphere. Why Damping Sphere? Because it's very, very evident based on the ban list that there seems to be a problem with Tron. There actually seems to be a problem with Storm. There also seems to be a problem with Affinity. I don't know how big of a deal it would make versus Affinity, but it might do a little something. But it's gonna definitely do something versus the Tron decks. They're not gonna have access to 7+ mana. And also, against the Storm decks, this would be an absolute beating for them. But there is a problem. This card is not legal in Pauper. Not legal because it is printed at uncommon. But if they downshifted this thing to common, this would be the perfect sideboard card for that entire format. But I'd like to know what else would you like to see in the Pauper format? What would you say? What are your dreams? There's got to be something out there people want to see downshifted to common. There's no problem with Tron after Prismatic ban, it's tier 2. That doesn't mean it can't come back. You need, like, what tools do they have in the sideboard for this thing? Do you have to depend on bans every single time? We ban less things from Storm in Modern because we've got the tools. Simple as that. Maybe if you give them Damping Sphere, they can unban Prismatic. They can what is it? Prismatic. I'm about to say Prismatic Ending. Prismatic Lens. No. Is this it? No, it's legal. I don't think it's Prismatic. I think it's Prism. All the merfolk uncommon to common. I mean, that's not unrealistic. Something like Silvergill Adept would go a long way in the Pauper format. I mean, basically, there's no identity for merfolk in Pauper. I've looked, I've checked. There's basically nothing, and we don't need a lot. You know, if they downgrade, say, Silvergill Adept and Mararegery, that would be enough, I think, to make a little bit of something. It would not be a great deck, but it would be a deck. It would be something I could play, because I would have at least one Lord that actually does something, is pretty meaningful. And I would have a little bit of card advantage in addition to this. Here's an interesting one. Blood Artist. Blood Artist to common. Black 1 generic. 0/1 creature. Whenever it dies or another creature dies, target player loses 1 life and you gain 1 life. Good morning, Beerington. A fantastic sack outlet. Oh, it was Prophetic Prism. Yes, that's correct. Christian says Essence Capture, perfect for the blue-black, blue-red, mono-blue Fade decks. Let's see what's Essence Capture. Blue, counter target spell, put a +1/+1 counter on 1 target creature you control. That would be amazing in all of those decks. Yes, it's a really, really good in a, some sort of creature-based tempo deck, if you know what I mean. You know, you got your ninjas, you got your fairies, suddenly that spell starter sprite actually is a real clock on the battlefield. And if you can chain these over and over again, it becomes even more impactful. Thoughtseize, I think that's quite the downshift, isn't it? That's just way, way too much of a downshift. Downshift Demonic Tutor from uncommon to common? No, it's oh, you mean downshift rare to uncommon to common. This is a bit too far-fetched. Here's an interesting one. Masupi says Curious Obsession. Hold on, I gotta turn my air conditioner off. Give me a second here. Curious Obsession is an amazing card. Would give a lot of Wait, you know, we're talking about the blue cards being like maybe a little bit too good in the format, and it already has like a lot of protection with counter spells. It might go over the top with something like this. This might as well be rare in that format. But it's very, very good, and it will be very good for those little dinky creature decks. Curious Obsession should not be this expensive. Hey, if so, like it says it's like almost $6 here, but if they print it at common, that would get the price down. That would most certainly get the price down. Alpha Demonic Tutor is uncommon. Oh, okay. Hold on, let's go back to Demonic Tutor. But that is ridiculous. It's still too much of a ridiculous card to print at common. Even if they, I mean, this is obviously moving. It's going up. It's not going down. If anything, one day this will be mythic rare. One day it'll be mythic. Oh, what do we got next? Reckless Rage. One red deals 4 damage to target creature you don't control and 2 damage to target creature you control. So you want to deal damage to your own creatures to get that value? I'm guessing you have a dinosaur deck. And you have one of those dinosaurs that's like, if you piss it off, you get some value. True, make every rare into a common and call Pauper vintage. Yeah, that's eventually what would happen. Here's an interesting Murderous Cut. They could do that one day. Absolutely, Murderous Cut is definitely a possibility for getting downshifted into some sort of, I don't know, some reprint set. Black 4 generic with Delve, destroy target creature. I think it would be perfect for the format. Definitely would be perfect. Give you a little bit of removal for those blue-black, again, like those blue-black Delver decks or blue-black Fae decks or Ninja decks. I don't even know what to call them. Like, sometimes they play Delver, sometimes they don't. Sometimes they're heavy on creatures, the ninjas and the fairies. Sometimes they're not. They're like a little bit more of a control deck with Gurmag Angler. Like, I don't even understand the archetype. It's just like bluish, blue-red, blue-black tempo thing. A lot of variation. Witherfang wants Witch's Oven. Does this have a home by any chance? Sacrifice a creature, create a food token. If the sacrificed creature's toughness was 4 or greater, create 2 food tokens instead. Does it have a downshift Force of Will? Force of Will, of course, being originally an uncommon. I don't have it here. From Alliances. That would be a wild. That would be a. This is another one that's being upshifted to rare to mythic, and you want to go down to common. You know, if you put that request in, I don't know, back in like the year 1999, you might have gotten it. You might have gotten it, maybe, some way, somehow. Sci Masteropterist. Isn't this thing rare? I guess it doesn't stop you people from dreaming. I think this is a grossly overpowered common card. Very grossly powered. Ooh, this is interesting. Become Immense. Because this is an uncommon, and this would be a very, very good tool to help boost the Infect decks. Be fantastic. Cabal Therapy could be a healthier Thoughtseize. So you basically take a shot in the dark, name an online card, target player reveals his or her hand and discards all cards with that name. Flashback, sacrifice a creature. Let's downshift Witch's Oven since we already have Cauldron Familiar at common. Yes, exactly. Oh man, time to sift through my Dominaria bulk for Curious Obsessions. Oh yeah, for anyone who just found out that it's like $6. You know, it's always been like that, though. Like, just from the offset, and especially when Pioneer became a thing, Curious Obsession is actually a staple in Pioneer. I was wondering if someone would say this, Veil of Summer. This seems like a very powerful common, though. Veil of Summer would fight over counter spells. We already have Pyroblast, so I would see that. Pyroblast is a very... Okay, Pyroblast is definitely not a common power level card. That card is definitely worthy of being uncommon or rare. So Veil of Summer maybe could squeeze itself in there. What else do we have? Cabal Therapy seems great. Downshift, Werewolf, Pack Leader. I gotta make some rule that it's got to at least be a common or something. Like how you want to downshift a rare all the way to common? Not gonna happen. Is Goblin Grenade not legal? It's legal. Come on, it's legal. It's legal. If you want to play Goblin Grenade, go play Goblin Grenade. It's legal in Pauper. Yeah, it's already a common. Is Autumn's Veil not legal? Oh, it's not Pauper legal. Okay, so this would be this would definitely be a more fair card to put into Pauper. Spell. Would it even see play? I guess it would. Green decks might be starving for something to protect them. Spells you control can't be countered by blue or black spells this turn, and creatures you control can't be the target of spells or targets of blue or black spells this turn. This would be a great card to see into Pauper, Downshifted. And if Veil of Summer certainly can exist at uncommon, this strictly worse Veil of Summer should be a common card. So you want Shrapnel Blast? I don't even know if you want that in the format. I don't even know if you guys want this one. With all Affinity, you don't be afraid of Affinity and what it can do. Just randomly turn one of their reds, like just a random land into 5 damage. Dismember and Fatal Push would be good. I could see Dismember making its way to the format. It's a very good card, but I could see its way getting into this, getting into the format. That is interesting. I like that one. Ghost Quarter. I could see Ghost Quarter being a common. I could see this card being a common. One day, somehow, some way, in some world. Field of Ruin, I don't know. I think that's a good one. Or maybe this one too? I don't know. Maybe this one also could see common play. And would also help balance out the format. And we've got another super chat by Millmaster. Thank you so much. Tron, you say Downshift, Wasteland, and Sinkhole. Oh yeah, Wasteland. Was Sinkhole uncommon? I don't know if it's gonna say here. Oh, this is Sinkhole, the spell. The day this sees a common rarity would be, I don't know, it would be like power creep of the year 3020, 100 years from now. No, that's not 100. That's 1,000 years from now. 2,120. You guys want Swords to Plowshares? How do you guys feel about Swords to Plowshares in the format? Swords to Plowshares. Come on, let's see a regular Swords to Plowshares. None of these are regular. Oh my god, there's so many prints of Swords to Plowshares. I want to see the real Swords to Plowshares. In white border, as many people played. How do you feel about swords being in the format? I think that's a very powerful removal spell. It's pretty insane. Hell, it's banned in Historic. Path to Exile is the better pick than Swords in Pauper. You guys, we have a second one for Wasteland. What do you guys want to do with Wasteland? What are you guys trying to do here? You want to blow up all your opponent's lands? You want to blow up the artifact lands? You want to blow up the Tron lands? Well, I can't remember. Is the stone, no, it's the lands legal? I can't remember. Are the locust lands legal? Witherfang's like, no! Don't do it! Don't do it! Lars says Wasteland for Modern. Pawns is tier 1 as it is. This isn't the legacy format. Well, it sorta is. You know, you guys were playing with Gush and stuff, for crying out loud. What do you think? How many people here just want cheap reprints? Okay, what do we got here? Goblin Bombardment. What, you want to go straight from... Was it ever like uncommon? I cannot tell based on this picture if this was ever uncommon. I cannot tell, but it clearly went up. Either went up or is always rare. Goblin Bombardment should not be common. People are just throwing... Yeah, people are throwing out their favorite rare cards. They can just throw out there. Hot take. Lingering Souls and Soul Ring. I don't know about the Soul Ring. But Lingering Soul... Oops, I looked up for Lingering Soils. The Lingering Soils. When you take a dump and don't flush it down the toilet. Oops. Embarrassingly, I've done that a few times myself. Lingering Souls I could see being downshifted to common. Hell, it doesn't even see play in modern anymore. Doesn't even ever see play. If you guys suggest, like, busted rare cards, I'm just gonna ignore it. Buried Alive possible? I don't know. I don't remember what this card is. Search your library for up to 3 creature cards, put them into your graveyard, then shuffle your library. Yeah, I think so. I think so. It almost looks like a common to me, except, you know, there are gonna be decks that are gonna build some crazy synergy out of this. Yeah, I definitely could see this happening. Okay, Kebby G says charging Monstro. Hold on. Charging Monstro. Monstrosaur. So you want Dinos. 5 mana, 5/5 trample haste. That is not a bad dino at all. And Otapak. Huntmaster would make dinosaurs more playable. Both of these are uncommons, by the way. Excellent. Thank you very much, KBG. So we've got a delicious 5/5 trample haste creature for 5 mana, which I think is very fair. Very, very fair. And we've got the Otapak Huntmaster. Red 1, generic 1/2. Dinosaur spells you cast cost 1 less to cast. Target dinosaur gains haste until end of turn. Johnny's Pride Mate while we are in white. This was never... That's interesting. Not Pauper legal. Not Pauper legal. I would figure actually this would have been common at this point. Whenever you gain life, put a +1/+1 counter on a Johnny's Pride Mate. I'm pretty sure that there's a deck out there for this. Yeah, this looks very, very possible. What I find interesting about this conversation is you're looking for cards to play, not necessarily cards to help defend yourself against what's already out there. I think the only card mentioned, or I guess you've never mentioned Wasteland and Autumn's Veil. Clarion Spirit. Says Ethan. What is Clarion Spirit? Whenever you cast your second spell each turn, create a 1/1 white spirit creature token with flying. That is a very, very fair card. Make a spirit deck out of that. Tontoro wants Shrieking Affliction. Are you trying to make 8-rack possible? At the beginning of each opponent's upkeep, if that player has 1 or fewer cards in hand, he or she loses 3 life. Isn't that a rare? So you have like a really long way to go before this reaches common. Deflecting palm. Victimize. Alright, hold on. Victimize. So here we have choose 2 target creature cards in your graveyard. Sacrifice a creature. If you do, return the chosen cards to the battlefield tapped. Interesting. It would go very well with the card that we spent 3 mana just to put 3 creature cards into the graveyard. You'd have a full-fledged Reanimator deck out of this. Power Conduit. What about Ether Vial? Absolutely not. Yeah, it's going up in rarity. It's going up to like rare and sometimes mythic. Look at the direction that the rarity goes. Okay, Power Conduit. 2 mana. Remove a counter from a permanent you control. Choose one. Put a charge counter on target artifact. Put a +1/+1 counter on target creature. Seems fair to me. Seems very fair. Unless there's some way to make this busted. You people. You want Ether Vial in Pauper. Richie Dubs. I know zero about Pauper. Out here making suggestions anyway. Now I think there should be a format made out of all the uncommons. It's called Artisan, where it's the commons and the uncommons, both combined. Yes, KBG desperately wants dinosaurs to be a thing. Witch's Oven, they made the cat common in Jumpstart. Oh, interesting. So, what's it called? Just... What kind of cat is it called? It's not called Black Cat. Well, whatever. Yeah, Witch's Oven was suggested earlier. So you got the cat in the format. Now you just have Witch's Oven. Boom. You have the same problem as every other format has. That's an interesting one. Let's scale up. People are looking out for the Infect fam. Infect Nation. 1 green. Turn the Infector into a 6/4 creature. I'm gonna overload it. I wonder how often that ever comes up in tournament play, to overload your scale up. Generous Gift and Beast Within. Interesting choice, actually. Okay, so let's... they're both the same, right? They're both the same. So Beast Within, green, 2 generic. Destroy target permanent. Its controller creates a 3/3 green beast creature token. It would give a lot of flexibility to green in order to basically destroy anything that they wanted. But then actually you said Generous Gift. That's the white one. Destroy target permanent. Its controller creates a 3/3 green elephant creature token. So also helping anyone in white. And we've got a super chat from the Gene. Hi, apparently your fellow magic historian needs help big time. He posted a pretty alarming video on his channel, Hatcher. Sorry if it's not the place. Alright, thank you for letting me know. I will take a look at it later. Maybe I'll make a note of this. Aura of Silence. Aura of Silence. Artifact and enchantment spells your opponent's cast cost 2 more to cast. Sacrifice Aura of Silence, destroy target artifact or enchantment. Actually, I'm surprised this is uncommon. This actually looks like an insanely powerful card. This looks ridiculous. This really looks like rare. Looks like it should be a rare, but when I'm looking at the different versions and variations, it seems like it's been uncommon for a very long time. Downshifting this. Is this worth being a common? Artifact and enchantment spells your opponent's cast cost 2 more to cast. This looks like a rare to me. But whatever. I've seen weirder things make common. You know what I saw hit common once? I thought it was pretty bizarre. Monastery Swiftspear. That's like a really good card that I thought would never ever get to common. Skull Clamp. Well, if you want... Yeah, you could have Skull Clamp if you want to get it banned. It's not legal in Pauper, not yet. I don't think it would last very long, though. I don't... Would this be too strong? I think this would be too strong. I can't tell, but I'm pretty sure this would be too strong. Imagine the Delver decks playing this. Like, the Delver Fae decks. You know, play your Spell Stutter Sprite, then sacrifice it to Spell Clamp to draw 2 cards. Counter your card with my Spell Stutter Sprite, draw 2 cards. This would get broken in half immediately. Mental misstep? What are you, nuts? This would also get banned instantly. Skull Clamp is too strong for EDH, is it? Maybe some, Eden says, maybe some of the uncommon Planeswalkers or the bad Planeswalker can be fun. Pauper have no Planeswalkers. I was always wondering about that. When are we gonna see the Pauper Planeswalker? But then again, Pauper might be the only refuge for people who hate Planeswalkers. If you don't like where the, you know, if you're John Finkel and you don't like where the design of Magic has gone in the last 15 years, you know, Pauper is your refuge away from that stuff. Uncommon Merfolk Lords, Regiria and the blue-green one. Very good idea. Very good idea, Mikey J. Oh, Prismatic Ending is way too strong. Warping Whale looks possible. You know, I like these uncommons that barely see play, so why not downshift it? Why not downshift it? And it has a lot of utility. Exile target creature with power toughness 1 or less. So, like, Spellstrider Sprite hits the battlefield, you can exile it with its trigger on the stack, no problem. You could also do the same thing with, like, I think a lot of goblins. Counter target sorcery spell, put a +1, or you could put a 1/1 colorless Eldrazi Scion creature token onto the battlefield, and you can sacrifice and add some mana. Okay, so in response to the Planeswalkers, Aang says, absolutely no Planeswalkers, please. The done with Planeswalkers. Planeswalkers are too busted. That's why they're playing Pauper in the first place. Pauper Planeswalkers, just print Oko so we can ban him in another format, or OG Tybalt would be funny. This is interesting. Remand. I think Remand would be very strong in this format. Counter target spell. If that spell is countered this way, put it into its owner's hand. Instead of that player's graveyard, draw a card. Beerington Forge Tender. Now that's not like a bad card. That's a very good card. But it's already uncommon, so why not downshift it? One white for a pro-red creature. Hey, we gotta meet Swiftspear. Alright, the red decks get the Swiftspear, the white decks get the Beerington Forge Tender, alright? Sacrifice it. Prevent all damage a red source of your choice would deal this turn. Also block Swiftspear all day. Yeah, I could do this all day. That's right. Block, 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 block. You think you're so tough? One with nothing? Is there a deck for this? Do you have a deck lined up for this one with nothing? Honestly, of all the rares that you guys have suggested, I could see this one being downshifted straight to common. Just based on how much play it seems, which is 0. Okay, now I'm curious. What is one with nothings? One with nothing. I'm just curious, what is the rare? No, this is not it. One with nothing. Like, it obviously is worthless. So I'm just curious what the rare... What do we think? Oh, damn it, it says the foil at the top. I hate it when they spoil it already on us. I hate it when they spoil it. It's about 20 bucks. Actually, hold on, that is not the same as on this graph. Maybe there's a difference between the foil and the market foil. Whatever. Pauper needs some more sweepers. Alright, what could be a sweeper for Pauper? Ornithopter? What are you talking? It's common. It's been common since the beginning of time. It's common, right? Of course. Uncommon here, but... Witherfang! Interesting suggestions. Okay, Pyroclasm would be an interesting... Pyroclasm would be an interesting downshift to common. Even it looks common here. Deals 2 damage to each creature. And it's not like an outrageously crazy sweeper. Like, it's not gonna blow up your, you know, your 5 toughness creatures. Wrath of God is a bit aggressive. Sweltering Suns is possible. I'm just curious, like, does Pauper need sweepers? Wouldn't it get even harder to close out the game than it already is? It just dawned on me, like, games are so long and grindy, and if you include sweepers, it's gonna even be longer and even more long and grindy. We got Cannonade. What is the Cannonade? Colonnade? Cannonade? I don't know. Blasphemous Act? Look at the ones I listed, except the ones you already looked. You can't dominate the show with this mate. Okay, you have Drown. We already looked at Lingering Souls. Drown in Sorrow is possible. Again, this is like another all creatures get -2/-2 until end of turn. Scry 1. This would be really fair. This would be really fair. Like, this is on Sweltering Stun. This is like Sweltering Suns level of fair. I don't even know what Dread Foog is. Dread Foo. Okay, it's 1 black. Sorcery. Target player reveals their hand. You choose an online card from it. With mana value 2 or less, that player discards the card. You may cast the spell for its cleave cost. If you do, remove the words in square brackets. It's basically kicker, right? Insist. The next creature spell you play this turn can't be countered by spells or abilities. Draw a card. Yup, says Fecundity. What is this card again? I've heard of this card. Oh, whenever a creature dies, that creature's controller may draw a card. That's an interesting one. That is a very interesting card. It's been around for a very long time, since Urza Saga. Very, very interesting to actually bring into the format. Oh, wait, was it Fiery Cannonade? Fiery Cannon. This is already legal in Pauper. Fiery Cannonade deals 2 damage to each non-pirate creature. Oh, and it's good! Like, it's pretty good. That's already legal. It's 3 mana and it's instant. So that, like, puts Drown in Sorrow to, like... I think that makes the argument for things like Sweltering Suns and Drown in Sorrow very strong. Because these look... Like, Drown in Sorrow looks like a worse version of Fiery Cannonade. Just, like, strictly worse. And Sweltering Suns for sorcery speed, I think it's... Sweltering Suns is rare, though. It seems, you know, at sorcery speed to get 1 damage seems fair. But hold on, what was the catch here? It deals 2 damage to each non-pirate creature. So if you're a pirate, if you're playing a pirate deck, you're going to get around it. Oh, we have more cards to look at, of course. We're going to check out more cards, but we can't forget about our sponsors, people. Come on, I owe it to you guys. When the music changes, we got to look at the sponsors. FusionGamingOnline.com. Dominaria United is on its way. Pre-order at FusionGamingOnline.com. Also, what is the deal of the week this week? It's not this. Just got to refresh the page. Save 15% off all the list singles. That is going to be a huge, huge deal of the week this week. So that's going to be a ton of staples for every single format. If it's on the list, it's going to get 15% off. You see the Tarmogoyf, you see the Ether Vial, and I mean, I don't actually even know everything that's on the list. I think, what was it, like, not even going to speculate. Not even going to speculate. The huge, huge, huge deal of the week this week. And if 15% off isn't enough for you, at FusionGamingOnline.com, don't forget to use coupon code Nikachu at checkout for an additional 5% off. And also supports the channel. We're also going to thank Mana Traders, the premier place for renting Magic cards online. And you're, you know, you can play any format, any deck, anytime, including Pauper and all the variety of Pauper decks that they have. You can support the channel using my Mana Traders link in the description below, or use coupon code. Hold on, let me get my new coupon. There's a new coupon code. Coupon code, I think it's like 9 something 6. The old one still works, but it's only going to work for like 9Y6. Hold on. 9Y6. There we go. You can use coupon code Nikachu_9Y6 for 10% off your first 2 months. Beautiful. All right, now back to the stuff. It just rolls off the tongue. Yeah, I like stuff that rolls off the tongue. Okay, Nick Lopez. Knight of Obligation could see a downshift or a reprint. Knight of Obligation. Okay, a lot of knights. Knight of Obligation, 1 white, 3 generic, 2/4 vigilance with extort. That's an interesting card. It's like an uncommon for draft, but probably is common worthy. Thalia and Pauper, what, Thalia Garden of Thraben? I don't think in your dreams, in your dreams. Would you ever consider doing a card review where we send you our own custom cards and you give them a pass or fail? We are going to definitely, on a regular basis, go back to that custom card site. So your best bet is to submit your card to that site, and then we take a look at it. Cry of the Canarium? Cry of the Carnarium. That's a sweeper of some sort, isn't it? Yeah, exile, oh sorry, all creatures get -2/-2 until end of turn. Exile creature cards and all graveyards that were put there from the battlefield this turn. If a creature would die this turn, exile it instead. I'm sure there's a lot of room for Pauper to include more. If they've got Fiery Cannonade, they can have stuff like this. You guys want Smallpox? I can't tell. Is this a card? Outbreak? By the way, Smallpox is pretty insane if that were to be downgraded to common. People losing life, discarding cards, and sacrificing a land. Oh, interesting. Okay, so we got Outbreak. Black, 3 generic. You may discard a swamp card from your hand instead of paying Outbreak's mana cost. Choose a creature type. All creatures of that type get -1/-1 until end of turn. That is an interesting card. Oh, you know what would have been more interesting if it was instant speed. It's only sorcery. So that, like, if someone plays, like, Spellstutter Sprite and they're trying to counter your spell with the trigger on the stack, you could instant speed throw this out there. That is actually very, very interesting. Yeah, I could definitely see Outbreak being legal, too. Is there any, how many free spells are in Pauper? Like, you can just, you know, you discard, oh, there's foil. Oh, I guess this is the foil, like, what's it called? This is the discard cycle. You may discard a swamp from your hand instead of paying Outbreak's mana cost. How did this end? How did this end up being uncommon, and then foil ended up being common? And foil was like the superior card. I guess it cost 2 cards. Oh, Massacre is a neat one. We need more free spells in Pauper. Well, actually, I don't know if we need. How do you guys feel about free spells in Pauper? If an opponent controls a plains and you control a swamp, you may play Massacre without paying its mana cost. All creatures get -2/-2 until end of turn. Spirit Guides? What are you, nuts? You want Simian Spirit Guide in the format? Isn't Snuff Out? Snuff Out's already legal. Or Snuff Out, I guess, is a free card. It's one of the free cards. Yeah, there's quite a few free cards. Agonizing Remorse. Target opponent reveals their hand. You choose a non-land card from it or a card from their graveyard. Exile that card or you lose 1 life. Tocatli Honor Guard could be fun card to combat how busted Ephemerate sometimes feels. Is Ephemerate a common? Is Ephemerate in Pauper? Oh my god! Oh good god! This is in Pauper. That is disgusting. That is absolutely disgusting. Is it taking over the format or no? Maybe there's not enough good ETBs. That's one good thing, is that you don't have the rare ETBs available to you. Okay, so you want the Honor Guard. Oh, but this is rare. Creatures entering the battlefield don't cause abilities to trigger. Ephemerate is the best white common. Probably. It probably should have been a rare. Oh, where's Ephemerate? Where? They completely screwed up the rarity on this card. Absolutely screwed the rarity up on this card. Should not have existed. Oh yeah, whoa, with Muldrifter? That's value. How much value is that? That's, enter the battlefield, you draw 2 cards. Ephemerate, draw another 2 cards, plus you get to keep the creature. Oh no, and then it comes back, so that's another 2 cards, and you keep the Muldrifter. Good god. That's awful. Okay, we need Hushbringer in the format for this. Again, a rare. Creatures entering the battlefield. Isn't there anything close to this that, but is like uncommon? Flying Lifelink. Creatures entering the battlefield or dying don't cause abilities to trigger. Boros Bully runs Ephemerate. What bullies? Bailey is a simple person. Wants a Danto Vanguard. Just give me a little bit more something for my vampire/soldier deck. I just want a simple creature here. That's indestructible if I pay 4 life. And attacking is basically a 3/1 for 2 mana. Yeah, that's a nice art in my opinion as well, yeah. Jester's Cap? What is this? Four mana, pay 2 tap, sacrifice Jester's Cap, search target player's library for 3 cards and remove them from the game. Then that player shuffles his or her library. It doesn't have a common feel to it. Lord Magicus, the 20th person to ask about Ether Vial. Could you guys realistically see this card being at common? In a common format? It probably wouldn't break the format, but it definitely does not look like a common. Oh, that is a great suggestion. Fairy Conclave and the rest of the cycle. Yeah, we bring back all... What was there? Fairy Conclave. What are all the creatures? Treetop Village? What else? I don't know anything beyond Fairy Conclave and Treetop Village. Wither likes the creature cycle, but I don't remember the creature cycle. There's still a blue one. Sorry, there's a black, red, and white one, but I have no idea. Forbidden Watchtower? Or Forbidding? This looks crappy. Forbidding Watchtower, so for a white and 1 generic, Forbidding Watchtower becomes a 1/5 white soldier creature until end of turn. It's still a land. I'm assuming some deck still wants this card. No wonder I'd never heard of this card. Dryad Arbor, that's interesting. Though there's no fetch lands to go get it. Zenith Flare? Is that the red one? Oh. Deals X damage to any target and you gain to X life, where X is the number of cards with a cycling ability in your graveyard. Are you looking for a Stormwind condition? Are you looking for a Stormwind condition, are you? Oh, that's a hot take. Pithing Needle. Not that this doesn't really look like common worthy, but that probably would be a really interesting piece of interaction for the format. Oh, you hear the music, people. All right, thank you very much for joining me today. We do this Monday to Friday, 8 o'clock a.m. Central Standard Time. Be there or be square. Got a P.O. box. If you want to send me something, I'll open it up on stream. Thank you so much, everyone, for the support. I really appreciate it. Supporting with super chats and becoming a member lets me know that you guys love this show, and we got to keep doing it every single morning. But the most important part is thank you for showing up and being part of the conversation. Because otherwise I can't do these topics. I'm not gonna like go for 45 minutes trying to figure out what we should downgrade from uncommon to common in Pauper. No, you guys make the show. You guys represent the community, and you make Coffee and MTG what it is every single day. So keep brewing up those coffees, and we'll keep brewing up the magic. Take care of yourselves, and I will see you at the next cup.